Hi, welcome. My name is Danielle, and I thought I'd put together a video just to talk about things that I've either learned or things I've observed about life, things that upset me about what's going on in the world. So I'm going to set down some ground rules because I believe that's important. I'm big on respect. I respect you as a person. I respect your beliefs, your opinions, and I want you to do the same to me. There might be things that I say that get you all rallied up that you take offense to. I want to tell you right now, I don't mean any offense to anybody about anything. And if you take offense to something, you should probably seek professional help and finding out why that offends you. I'm not saying that to point fingers and say, hey, you have problems, but everyone has problems. And it just helps to talk through these things to help you in your life better. If there are things that you get offended about easily, that could be a trigger for you, and you need to find out why it's a trigger so you can have a better life. Okay? I'm all up for constructive criticism. If you don't know what that means, look it up in the dictionary. Basically, I'm open to suggestions, but I don't want to be demoralized as a person. There's enough negativity in the world that none of us need that. We don't need to read it. We don't need to be near it. I want to keep this space good for everyone. This is my first video. I'm not quite sure how it's going to go, but thought I'd set it up. So a part of my rule is no negative comments below. I like comments, but I don't like to be beat up in those comments. And I don't want people to read them. I want to have a better positive influence in everyone's life. And I ask for you to have the same respect that I'm asking. And if you don't like it, that's fine. I'm not your cup of tea. My hair is a little funky and frumpy. I could pick out my own mistakes, my own downfalls. Okay? The first thing I want to talk about is finances. I am not rich. I am not wealthy. I'm barely making it by. I try my hardest. I have a good job, it's steady, but it doesn't cover all my needs the way I need them to or would like them to. I have a car payment that's preventing me from buying a house. I just don't have the funds to do both. And I have 5 cats that have been in foster care for about 3 years. And it's been killing me that I can't live in a place that I can have them. And I love them very much. So I'm trying my best. But some things I've learned along the way is don't spend money on things you really can't afford. And if you're struggling, what are things that you can eliminate? Do you have cable? Do you really watch cable enough? Or satellite or whatever version of extra TV that you have. Do you need that in your life? Or is it just to blow time away? I lowered my car insurance. And that was a big step for me. I don't know if it'll have the same coverage as what I did before. At this point, I'm so desperate to make more money and to keep more money in my pocket so I can put it in other places it needs to go, that I really don't care. Another thing that I learned and was taught recently was to change my W-4. I was told that you want to keep your return as close to zero as possible without going the other side. You don't want to owe money, but you don't want them to take more out of your paycheck than what you need them to. So try adjusting that and see if that helps. I know for me it's a small adjustment, but it does help. I've switched brands of pet food because I still, even though my cats are in foster care, I still buy their litter and their cat food. And so I switched brands, and that saves a little bit of money here and there for that. And I look at my budget, and I don't have much wiggle room. I don't have a television. I live with my sister. All my basic utilities are covered. So I'm blessed in that way. But I looked at my budget, and I'm like, okay, what else can I lower? What else can I lower? I was recently diagnosed with endometriosis and had surgery for that, and new medical bills because of that. So I had to raise my health savings account prior to it being taken out. of my weekly or my paycheck. And that's another $105.50 per paycheck that I don't get to use on my normal living expenses. It's got to go to my medical bills. So I'm feeling a little extra tight than normal. But I'm working on getting a second job. It's not necessarily something I want to do. My time is very valuable to me, and I want to use it the best way I can to work towards my dreams and my goals, my ambitions. And one of those is to work out and exercise. And if I'm working 2 jobs, I don't know how that'll fit in yet, but I know what I need to do, and so I'm working on getting it done. My end goal is to purchase a house so that I won't have to worry about my stuff being in storage, and I'll save $50 a month from that, and I won't have to worry about my cats and where I can live with them, because apartments just don't like pets. I don't know if you live in a state that charges a pet rent per animal. I live in Utah, and they not only charge a pet deposit, but they charge a pet rent per animal per month. And that just adds up, and I can't understand why they do that. They don't do that with children. And I think a lot of children make more of a mess than a lot of pets do. So that's just my opinion. But I'm doing the best I can and hoping to be in a house next year. I've got about $9,500 left to pay on my car, and my goal is to pay it off in 4 months. So fingers crossed. I know it's a lofty goal, but I figure if I can put my mind to it, I can do anything, and so can you. You can get out of debt. You can stop using your credit card for things. One thing I learned about is called a debt snowball plan. And that's where you take all your bills and you line them up, and you put the one that has the smallest payment on there, and you're paying them off all at the same time anyway. So when you finish paying off the smallest one, you'd roll that up to the next one, and add that to your next highest bill or lowest bill. And then once you finish paying that one off, then you roll that up into the next lowest bill. And eventually you'll pay your bills off faster. With my medical bills, normally if I were to just do a normal pay-as-you-go, it would take me about 30 payments, 30 months. No, what was it? Let me go check. I want to get the numbers right just so you can understand how quickly you can pay it off. So a normal pay schedule, I would have 101 payments to pay off all my bills medically. That's a lot of time. On the debt snowball, it'll take me 30 payments to pay it all off. So just in about 2.5 years, I can pay off all my medical bills. And I'm still paying about $211 a month per month for all the bills, but it just rolls into the highest one a lot faster, and I can get them all paid off and out of my hair. So I can use that money for things like a house. Hopefully I'm in a house by then. So then I can get house repairs or start saving for the next medical emergency, which I've learned. When you're in a better situation and you can do this, make sure you save not just enough for, food and stuff, but save up for those medical emergencies. How are you going to pay your copay or your out-of-pocket? So figure out how much your out-of-pocket is and start saving for that, because you never know when you're going to have to use it and use it all, like I did this year. I wasn't anticipating anything, and then all this medical stuff started happening, and I used up my entire out-of-pocket, and it's going to take me 2.5 years to pay it off just for this year. And next year I have to start all over again, and I don't know. Hopefully I won't have to use it all. Hopefully I won't have to use any. Fingers crossed. Because that would just impede my goals for my dreams even more. And I'm working hard. I'm trying to change my mindset and trying to start the day with intention and choosing how I feel every day. And that's hard. As part of my endometriosis treatment, they have me on hormones, and they've gave me a shot that takes away some of my hormones, which adds to my depression and my anxiety. I don't feel good most of the time. I don't feel that I can actually feel good a lot of the times, and that's hard. I I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, ugh, I have to wake up. I have to go to work. It's not something I want to do. It's not something that anything. I would rather just lay in bed and sleep, but I can't. I have to take care of myself. And if you have a family, you have them, you have to take care of too. And it's not always easy to get up and do what you have to do when you don't feel good. So I encourage you to keep going. You're doing great. Keep hanging in there. Seek a financial counselor. They might be able to work with you on your budget. There's a lot of resources out there. I know LifeWorks, if your company goes through LifeWorks, or if you don't, or if they don't, maybe you can. I don't know how much they cost, but LifeWorks has counseling of different kinds. They've got grief counseling and financial counseling and several other types that I never even thought of. So try to find someone who helps with that. Get your budget in order and stick to it. You know, Christmas is coming up. Try to spend as little as you can. Find the best deals. I know you're going to spend money on your kids and your spouses and even yourself for Christmas, and that's okay. It's okay to do. But just make sure you plan for it. Make sure you budget for it, and then stick to that budget. And if you don't have the money for something right now, don't put it on a credit card. You can get into so much trouble with credit cards. Their interest rate is incredibly high. So if you can do it without a credit card, do, because that'll save you. I only have a $500 limit on my credit card, and that's good and bad, because it's good in the way that I can't spend more than $500 on anything. It's bad in case of an emergency that costs more than that. And it also helps, but doesn't help my credit score. It helps by not allowing me to spend too much, but it doesn't help in the fact that $500, you could go above 30% on that really quick. So keep your credit card to a minimal, only use it for like gas and then pay it off immediately, and that'll help boost your credit score. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just stuff I have learned. So if it helps you, kudos. I'm super happy if it does. So I hope this helps, and I'll hopefully figure out something else to talk about next time. Have a great week. Enjoy yourself. Stay positive. Keep your chin up. You're loved. You're loved. You are loved.